Hello boys and girls, this is Revit Magic and Tricks. In this tutorial we are gonna talk about how we can create the columns and what is the difference between the structural and the architectural column in Revit. Okay, at the first, if you like the videos I'm making, please subscribe my channel, go to the Facebook and Instagram page, follow that. If you have some questions, please be free to write below. And now let's go to this tutorial. Okay, go here to the architectural tab, and we have this build group, and there we have the column. If you click here to this arrow, you can see we have two different types of the column. We have the structural column and we have the architectural column. What is the difference? We're gonna look now. At first, go here to the structural column. If I click here, I put here in the project one concrete square column. If you don't have that, go here to the load family. In the US metric or in the US imperial, just go here to the structural columns and you can find there all types of materials for the columns. You have the concrete, you have the light gauge steel, precast concrete, steel and wood columns. Go here to the concrete and you can see here we have the concrete square columns. Okay, how we can create the column? The column is a two-level based family. If you don't know what the two-level based family means, you have now the link in the upper right corner for that tutorial. Okay, go here. We have two different type how we can create our column. We have from the height or from the depth. Just click here from the height and we can set where it's gonna go our column. We want from this level 1 go to this level 2 and just click and you can see we create our first structural column. If I go here to the 3D, you can see our column is there. Okay, what if I have something like this, some grids, and I want to put the columns on that grid? Okay, I can go to this CO for the copy and copy for here. But for the structural column, we have some tool for that. If I go again here, you can see we have at grids. Just click here and drag the mouse and select grids what we want. If we want only this or all grids, and just go here to the multiply and go to the finish. Now you can see the Revit is create for us the columns on all of the grids. You can see here also. If I click to one column, here we have the properties for that column. We have the base level, from what is the level for start that column. We have a base offset, we have a top level, what is the end of that column, and also top offset. We have a column style vertical, or we want a slanted angle driven or a slanted endpoint driven. And here we have a moves with grids and room boundary. What is a moves with grids? If I just move this grid, you can see how our columns follow that grid. If I just click here and unchecked for that column, that, and now move the grid, all the columns it's gonna follow that grid except this column. Okay, just go back And here we have a room boundary. What is that? If I go here to the room and want to calculate the area of that room, if this is checked, that calculation for the area for the room will not count this area of the column. If I just unchecked this, area calculation will not see that column or calculate that area for that column. Here we have the materials and finishes. We have a structural, enable for analytical model if we want to send our model to some structural engineer for the structural calculations. Here we have the rebar for that columns. We have the dimensions. Here is a volume of that column. In this case is a 1 cubic meter, and so long, like in the all of elements in the Revit, we have identity data and the phasing. Okay, what is an architectural column? If I go here and go to the columns and go to the architectural column, I create this family of the architectural column to look something like classic style of the architectural column. And if I just click here, now you can see we create that column, but we don't have the line of the cut for that column like we have here this sticker line in the structural column. If you go to 3D, you can see what is different here. Why is that? This architectural column is only a coating for our structural columns. This is only a plastic for our architecture. And if I just create some wall, something like this, now you can see how this column is automatic joined with this wall. And if I just change the orientation of this wall, now you can see how that material from the wall is now joined with this column. If I go to 3D, you can see this material is like this material on the wall. And if I click here and change the wall orientation again, now you can see the material of our architectural wall is changed. And if I just move this little bit like this, you can see how that column is joined with this wall. If I go here to the structural column and set something like this, you can see how our structural column is a separate element of this wall, and this is only a plastic element for this architectural model. And if we want all of this look like this architectural wall, we must create the structural wall and then set the architectural wall like coating for that structural wall. Just go here and click something like this. And now we have here this structural column and this coating for that structural column. And now you can see we have a structural column in our architectural column, or just coating for our rooms. If I click to architectural column, you can see we don't have that tool for set the columns on the all of grids, because this is only a designer coating in our model. That you must understand. If I want to set that all over here, just go here, go to the copy and copy that element. If I click here, you can see for architectural column we also have this move with grids, and if I just move this grid, that column is also follow that grid. Okay, one more explanation. If I go here again to structural column, you can see here we have the placement of vertical and slanted column. We create here a vertical column. What if we want some slanted column? If I click here, you can see how we can create that. The first click, it's gonna be in the level 1, the offset it's gonna be a 0, and the second click it's gonna be to level 2, and the offset is gonna be the same as 0. If we just find this midpoint, click here and move and drag this to find a second click for that column, just go here and click it. And now you can see we create our slanted column, and this is that element in the section. If I go to 3D, you can see our slanted column. How we can fix this ends of that column? Just go here and you can see in the construction we have a base cut style, base extension, and the top cut style at top extension. If I just go here and click to the horizontal, you can see how we can edit that base cut style. Also we do for this. If we want some extension, just click here and type maybe 300 millimeters, and you can see how we extend that end of the column. If I click to this column and go here to the column style and change the vertical to slanted angle driven, now you can see we have this cross-section rotation element. And if I go here and type maybe a 45 degree, you can see how our column it's rotate to 45 degree about z-axis. Also we have that for this slanted column, just go here and type also a 45 degree, and now you can see how we rotate that column. Okay, that's all for this tutorial. If you like videos I'm making, please subscribe this channel, go to the Facebook and Instagram page, follow that. If you have some questions, be free to write below, and see you next time.